What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and I thought this was a pretty interesting topic to discuss here on, well, Saturday when I'm uploading it, but it's interesting. The modern kind of mainstream narrative is about how awesome and how stunning and brave it is to be a sensitive man, which would include, worshiping weirdos like Harry Styles who wear dresses and say how stunning and brave it is. I don't really get that. The mainstream media is constantly attacking masculinity, and you have individuals who are plummeting their own T levels so that they could be more like women. You obviously have the explosion in people who now think they're women, and for some reason, this new masculinity, NU masculinity, doesn't apply to Jordan Peterson. Every time the man has an emotion, the left-wing media attacks him for it. And it's just a stunning, obvious, hilarious example of their own hypocrisy. And I couldn't think of a better example. And I'm going to get into this after a super quick word from this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Huge shout out to this video sponsor, Private Internet Access. Now, Private Internet Access has been with the channel for a very long time, but it's also the world's most transparent VPN provider. With over 30 million downloads, they never record or store data, and their no logs policy has been proven multiple times in court. Private Internet Access hides your IP address and encrypts your internet connection, and Private Internet Access also comes with loads of entertainment benefits. The VPN works with all major streaming services, so you can access more content than ever before anywhere in the world. Plus, it's one of the few VPNs that support P2P file sharing, and if you don't already have a VPN, signing up for Private Internet Access is risk-free. There's a 30-day money-back guarantee with 24/7 customer support available. Private Internet Access has world-class next-gen server infrastructure covering 83 countries, each and every United States state as well. And you can protect up to 10 devices at a time with Private Internet Access. Most other VPN support fewer connections, so you get a lot more bang for your buck with Private Internet Access. And since their VPN is 100% open source and their code is public, anyone can take a look under the hood. And today, I have a special offer for you in the description below and in the pinned comment. Make sure you pick up Private Internet Access today using my link and save huge. So there was this article that put out by Variety, and the replies are, of course, predictably ghoulish. Jordan Peterson breaks down in tears when asked about Olivia Wilde, calling him a hero to the incel community. Now, Olivia Wilde calls herself a feminist for whatever reason, but can't seem to work with women without making them feel terribly uncomfortable. It's always funny how these stunning and brave feminists end up being just horrible people. If you saw any of the hullabaloo around her latest movie, but you could see Variety covers Jordan Peterson breaks down in tears when asked about this. Now I will cover that, but a lot of the replies are just so ghoulish. She cries so often, so easily. It's weird. Saving traditional Western masculinity, one sobbing fit at a time. I don't really understand exactly what these lunatics want. I don't think that anybody thinks or thought that Jordan Peterson was like the Marlboro Man, or like some super apex alpha male. People like Jordan Peterson because he's authentic, and he rose to fame at a time when the absolute massive kind of full-scale attack on masculinity was at its peak. Now, of course, there's some context. People have been going after me for a long time. I thought the marginalized were supposed to have a voice. Jordan Peterson begins to cry as Piers Morgan asked him what he thinks of director Olivia Wilde basing a, quote, insane character on him in Don't Worry, Darling. It's interesting, you see here, I find this noteworthy that people are always like, men should express their feelings and cry, but the moment one cries, they mock him for it. That's why I believe that men can cry only in front of a very good and trustworthy male friend or a therapist. Most people will mock you, and you might even lose their respect if you do it in public. I don't believe that that's I mean, no, I should say this. That is true. That isn't true of me. I've had male friends of mine, have some tears while we're discussing some heavy stuff. I don't think they're any less of a man for it. I feel like honored that they would feel that they could be that vulnerable, that they could have share their it's about vulnerability, really. Being that vulnerable, with somebody else isn't easy as a man. It's we're taught, that this is not okay. This is not traditional masculinity. This is not what you should be doing. Even though the left's mainstream narrative has been, that is stunning and brave. You see a lot of people here, just get this, Ben Shapiro, just to get this straight, Jordan Peterson is a very bad man, TM, because he tries to help young men who need guidance. Olivia Wilde is a feminist hero, TM, because she hates Jordan Peterson, but also apparently creates an uncomfortable work environment for her female co-stars. Matt Walsh, Jordan Peterson is hated by the left simply because he speaks to men and tries to help them rather than heaping scorn on them. That's all it takes to make you a villain in their culture. Also following up with, the left, men should show more emotion. Jordan Peterson shows emotion. The left, lol, stop crying, you big baby. I mean, it's I don't really understand. See the Daily Wire, the nerve of Olivia Wilde to refer to Jordan Peterson as a pseudo-intellectual, although as though she knows anything. I mean, literally anything. Screw her. Megyn Kelly blasts Olivia Wilde's attack on Jordan Peterson, says Me Too was never meant to ruin men. On Thursday, Megyn Kelly slammed director Olivia Wilde's attack on Dr. Jordan Peterson in her new film, Don't Worry, Darling. Kelly said the movie is a man-bashing film. Well, of course it is. According to what she's read about it, with a Me Too theme in which Peterson is depicted as some sort of demon. During Sirius XM's Megyn Kelly Show podcast Thursday, the host spoke with Daily Wire editor emeritus Ben Shapiro regarding Wilde's comments about Peterson. Quote, the nerve of Olivia Wilde to refer to Jordan Peterson as a pseudo-intellectual as though she knows anything. I mean, literally anything. Kelly said, notes Wilde's, quote, incel comment, is which the actor/director compared Peterson to disenfranchised, mostly white men who believe they're entitled to affection from women. Shapiro explained that Peterson's philosophy is that men have a purpose and must undergo struggle. He said Peterson is right that men do have toxic masculinity inside of them, and you have to battle that with being a gentleman. The host also noted that in 2019, men accounted for 80% of self-deletions in America, and explained that studies also show that a majority of American men who pass away from this have no known history of any mental health problems. Quote, because they don't talk about them, Kelly explained. It's not that they don't have mental health problems. They don't talk about them. And when they do talk about them, and like Jordan Peterson, listen to Jordan Peterson, subscribe to Jordan Peterson, or anything else speaking about their issues, they get attacked. They get featured in an Olivia Wilde movie as some sort of demon, so screw her. As somebody who was at the inception of the Me As Well movement, I can say that those of us who were there at the beginning, and by the way, Olivia Wilde, you were not one of them. She added, okay, you were not there. And it was about just stopping men from making kind of bedroom favors at the office as a condition of advancement. Everyone agrees with that, Kelly continued. Men agree with that, and women agree with that. It was never to disparage men writ large. That's what people like her are doing, and they have and it has a serious negative effect. Yes, it does. Of course it does. And this, like, entitled broad, like, this is the thing. And by the way, let me say, I'm no therapist, but, I am here to listen to my viewers as well. If you ever, I read my emails at thecording@gmail.com. I might not always reply, or my reply might be terse or short, but that doesn't mean I didn't read what you sent. A lot of people do reach out to me, and it's a great honor to have that happen. But it's absolutely, you know, the way that Twitter makes fun of him for crying is so weird. Even these comments, this guy loves crying so much. David Hick, and he cries more than I do, and I'm a pregnant woman. And I mean that's the thing. Look, we all know that Jordan B. Peterson has gone through some stuff, more than most of us ever will. But he's also, you know, reaped a lot of rewards for that too. And that's the thing. That's the struggle. Much about succeeding in life for men is about struggle. And that isn't to say that women don't either, but much of men, at least societally, trying to get by is doing it alone. Men don't feel comfortable talking to their other male friends. They don't feel comfortable going to therapy, even though the media keeps telling you that's what you're supposed to do, and it's stunning and brave, and this is the new man with low T cells and soy-infused lattes or whatever. Like, they say that, but when you display that, they make fun of you. And that is perhaps even more damaging, right? Oh, I'm going to finally kind of open up and I'm going to do this. And then they mock you. I don't follow Jordan Peterson as much as I used to, but I respect greatly for I respect greatly the things that he's done for young men and continues to do for young men. And so I will continue to defend him. It's one of the most like nakedly hypocritical things of the left. They want you to be sensitive and cry more as long as they agree with your politics. If they don't agree with your politics, then you're still just a whiny crybaby. The hatred they have for Jordan Peterson, I believe, comes from a position of misandry, a position of a true hate for men. And it's redoubled. It doubles their hatred gets increased because men respect this guy in particular. I'd be interested to hear what you think in the comment section down below about this. I suspect many of you won't be surprised. Make sure, if you haven't already, there's a link in the description to save big on private internet access. If you don't have a VPN yet, you'll unlock tons of content. You can add anonymity to browsing and support the channel and save a bunch of money. So it's a huge, huge benefit. Get private internet access today. It's the one I use on all my devices. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like on it and click that red subscribe button down below, and we'll talk to you again real soon.